My head snaps back and the cool rim of a shot glass empties amber courage into my mouth. The smooth, smoky flavor leaves a warm trail from my lips to the pit of my stomach. Liquid courage. To ease the stress of being in a new place, surrounded by strangers lost in their own world. My eyes scan the sea of undulating bodies strewn across the dance floor. Their constant ebb and flow creates a sensual rhythm, and my hips begin to move to the obscure electronic beat. The bass prickles my skin, raises the thin hairs on the back of my neck, and without realizing it, the seas part and I fall into the tide. As I lose myself amidst the nymphs and sirens, my body begins to relax, and I sway among them in the waves of desire. Their movements are like silent invitations, limbs beckoning me closer as they encircle and take me deeper into the moment. Inhaling, I take in the heady scent of desire, and my stomach tightens in response. My shoulders drop and I roll my head to the side, closing my eyes and sinking into the darkness. A moment later, I feel a shift in the energy, like the tension in the water when something more dominant appears from the depths. Lazily, my eyes open halfway, and I see a flash of blue from my periphery. Like bait intrigued by danger, my head lifts and follows the color. I land on a creature so unlike the rest, the crowd around her seems to fade from existence. Rigidly, I stand among the others, my gaze unable to pull away from her enigmatic presence. A random group of people pass in front, obscuring my view, and I crane around only to find the source of my intrigue has vanished as quickly as she appeared. Momentarily frustrated, I search the crowd, but cannot seem to land on her again. My breath hitches as an arm wraps around me from behind and pulls me back against a firm, warm body. Lips against the curve of my ear send a synaptic shockwave throughout the length of me, and the voice that filters through the haze only serves to send a ripple of pleasure from the top of my head straight to my core. I saw you looking at me, she says in a voice so smooth it feels like velvet caressing me. Without looking behind me, I know I have been ensnared by the blue predator of the abyss. My lips part, but nothing comes from between them. It's all right. I was looking at you too. My throat bobs as I swallow down a sudden onslaught of nervousness. Her arm tightens around my midsection and she moves to the music. Instinctively, my body follows hers. As the beat intensifies, so does her boldness, and she spins me around to face her. Slowly, cautiously, I lift my line of sight to capture her own. For the second time, my breath catches in my throat. Nothing could have prepared me for the intensity behind such stormy ocean blues. We remain like that, together for a long, silent moment. Eyes boring into one another's, almost as if searching for something familiar. And there was something so familiar about her. A fleeting feeling that I can't place, but it doesn't matter, because I know She can feel it too. One of my hands lifts and traces the outline of her perfectly chiseled jawline. And she dips her head down and captures my index finger between her lips. My eyes widen and hers narrow, a slight little smirk curving the sides of her mouth. Dangerous, I think to myself as I register the pressure of her tongue against that singular digit and translate the feeling to other parts of my body. Shakily, I withdraw my finger from her mouth, and that smirk is replaced by a slight pout that for some reason makes me instantly regret denying her anything at all. The moments pass in a blur, and before I know it, I'm led off the dance floor into a dark corner of the club. The music pounds. It vibrates through my body, much like her aura burning through me. She poses me against the wall and presses her body against mine. I can't help but notice how perfectly we meld together, like puzzle pieces fitted against one another. She stares down at me with such ferocity that for a brief second I fear she may devour me. I can't say for certain it's actually fear, though. Perhaps a better word would be that I desire her to devour me. In this instance, I want nothing more than to be her prey. Oh, so willing to nourish every need within her. After what seems like eons, she crushes her lips against mine, and I feel as if two stars have collided. A supernova in my mouth, in my chest, a triggering effect that travels through the depths of me and causes my body to involuntarily shiver. Her arms ensnare me, pull me impossibly closer, and I feel as if I am in the clutches of a beast that could end me. Never have I ever been so willing to die in someone else's embrace. Yet here I am. And here I remain. Our lips fight for dominance, but she wins out each time. I'm no match for her demanding presence, yet for once I am completely willing to succumb and allow myself to be taken over. We only part for staggered breaths, and then we resume the fight. A battle, a war. I know I've already lost. I can't help but struggle against the weight of her demands. Her insistence begs to be challenged, and I am not so easily to shy away. If she wants this, she'll have to take it. No sooner has that thought crossed my mind, and her fingertips are pushing up the front of my shirt. Her touch blazes a trail across my skin, claiming each inch of foreign land that she is conquering 1 second at a time. I try to keep her pace, to remain in sync with her actions. But I am faltering as her lips close around my throat and those canines nip at my flesh. Her right hand scorches across my stomach, the tips of her fingers brushing against the waistband of my jeans. asking for permission. No. She drives her hand underneath the denim fabric and traces a path along the front of my boy's shorts. All of the blood has drained from my veins and reconvened at the apex between my thighs. She pulls her lips from mine and stares at me with one eyebrow raised. My cheeks are flushed. My breath is ragged. I can't say the word I know she wants to hear. Please, 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 please. She's a mind reader, a psychic, a master of premonition. She doesn't need to hear a vocalization. She already knows what's to come, so she makes it so, and dives right between the depths of me. Her deft fingers search out the ocean that is drained from her eyes and pulled in the temple that houses my pleasure. The moan that passes over my lips is drowned out by the thump of the music, but I feel her shudder against me, and I know that she understands the reaction she pulls from within me. I feel myself start to slide down the wall. So I drape my arms over her shoulders. I'm using her for leverage. She reacts instinctively and wraps her free arm around my waist to keep me from hitting my knees. One arm keeping me upright while the other brings down all of my walls. My body shakes as she pushes my legs apart with her thigh at the same time as her wandering fingers seek out the entrance to my passion. When she presses into me, it's as if the sun has exploded within me. Heat engulfs every nerve ending, burning them down, causing everything and everyone around us to fade into oblivion. She keeps with the pace of the music, this maddening rhythm that threatens to override every sense. My mind is a blur, a whirlwind, a tsunami of emotion that crushes my ability to formulate coherent thought. She continues her barrage on my senses. Lips trailing up my neck, the side of my face, claiming my lips, biting, chewing, thrusting, dominating. I am beginning to slip over the edge. No foothold to keep me safe, completely at her mercy. As the precipice looms, I feel her withdraw from inside of me, and I am flooded with longing and despair. My eyes snap to hers, mouth falling open. But again, there are no words that follow. That sinister smirk, it's back on her lips. And I can only make one sound, a whimper. Not too fast, she says in a gentle purr. Meet me here tomorrow. And my stomach drops, a combination of disappointment and intrigue that is impossible to assign a name to. She unwraps herself from my body and steps backward. I try to move forward, but she holds up a hand and shakes her head. A devil, a demon, a trickster that has brought me to the heights, only to leave me wanting. I should be mad. I should be irate. However, all I feel is a mixture of longing and anticipation. As she turns away, and I watch her disappear into the crowd, it suddenly makes complete sense. She is a siren, and I am the human that answered her call.